présente Roméo Giacomo. Comme arbitre, nous aurons Derrick Macaire en arbitre principal. Juge 1, Sanyo Soua. Juge 2, Mélège Roland. Juge 3, Kwasi. Juge 4, Aimé Nomo. Referee, please. Je vous rappelle que nous nous sommes permis, pour plus d'impartialité, s'il vous plaît, pour plus d'impartialité, de ramener un arbitre ghanéen, un juge guinéen, 2 juges camerounais et un juge ivoirien, s'il vous plaît. Donc, à la fin, quand il y a des résultats, ne vous inquiétez pas, c'est de vrais résultats. C'est une précision.
Okay? You're here to defend the crowd. Protect yourself at all times. Listen to my command. Have this if you want.
Thank you very much. So these were some scenes. This was from Cote d'Ivoire not long ago. So I have the man himself. I call him Coach Derrick. That's the way I call him. But today he's here, so you tell us more. Please tell us who you are.
Thank you very much. My name is Derrick Macaire.
Okay.
And, I've been a combat official since 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been through kickboxing, Muay Thai, MMA. So I officiate in all 3 events.
Whoa. The video we just saw, you were officiating in Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me start from this premise. Are you the only Ghanaian that gets opportunities to officiate in international events?
Okay. At the moment, there's 2 of us.
Okay.
There's 2 of us. The other one is Ezekiel Dodu.
Okay.
He is one of the national coaches for the Judo Association.
Whoa.
So usually we work together. We've been going to Ivory Coast, Togo together to officiate.
Okay, now today we want to focus on mixed martial arts.
Okay.
From where you sit, why are we not seeing the sports that active here? What really is happening?
It's very difficult. You know, sometimes when we have individuals coming in to help, we have Kobe Kaizen with WSC. He came in 2017. And then in 2018, we had the AFC also coming in with Dennis Esiedu. You know, Kobe, for instance, had a program for 2 or 3 years because he wasn't getting enough help. He had to go back to the US to get himself together and come back again. But he's assured us that he still has the boys at heart and that he will come back to support. The AFC is still with us. Occasionally, they have programs, Rumble on the Mountains at the Crew and all. We've been looking forward to getting people on board. We've been in talks with Givers, those who do the water, Givers herbal products. And upon all the sponsors we went to, he's the one who showed some interest. So we are hoping that he'll come on board and then help us to lift the sport up.
For the youth out there, all that they need to just see as the sports taking place. What really goes into it? So, for instance, share the experience in Cote d'Ivoire. You were just, when was this one?
This was just last weekend.
Last weekend?
Yes.
How was the euphoria like? Tell us something about the Francophone countries that you go and officiate.
Okay.
Because crowd, everybody, tell us more. How is the sports doing there?
Really, it's really exciting. The first time I was in Ivory Coast was in 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a Muay Thai event, the BBC title event. And recently, I was contacted by the Mixed Martial Arts Association in the Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, that they wanted me to come in to officiate this event. And I was really happy to be at the event because Francis Ngannou was also going to be there. He came in with the Cameroonians.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was an opportunity for me to also showcase what I'm capable of doing. And gratefully, I was able to do just that. And, you know, because of his presence, a lot of people were involved, you know,
World
at the
Star,
event.
yes.
At the event, when he entered the place, the crowd, the way the crowd responded to his presence and all, it was so much. It was so
And
exciting.
you being the fact that you officiated in a fight that he came to watch, and then saw everything. And
Actually, it wasn't one fight. It was 5 fights. Five professional fights.
You
yes.
officiated
Yes.
all the 5.
Yes.
Ooh.
And you know, sometimes before each fight, I tell myself, look, you are here to do this. Thinking about if you do it well or not, would rather make you make mistakes. So just go out there, do your best. If the people like it, fine. If they don't like it, it's all good. So I just put that positive attitude on, spoke to myself, come on, let's go and do this.
But Derrick, what is this? You have been recognized on the African continent and the world stage.
Yeah.
That's one of the referees that you can rely on to come and officiate professional fights.
Yeah.
And in your country, hardly do you see. I can count between January and now. We are not in December. We haven't seen any major MMA event in Ghana.
Yeah.
How is the feeling like? So, where do you get your inspiration to really do this?
It's
something your profession, and you don't get to apply it in your country unless you go outside.
Actually, since January, AFC had an event at Kuru.
Okay.
During the Easter
okay.
festivities. They do that every year. So they did that. And for, you know, after the COVID, that was when the whole thing started. Because after the COVID, trying to get people on board, people were like, oh, this COVID thing, the sponsors were reluctant. So that's been what has held us back for a while. But we are still trying to get to them, get people on board to support so that we can have regular events. Because these boys train for this. They need to earn a living. And to have such trained boys on the streets, if they decide to find other ways to make a living, pick up a gun, go for armed robbery, it wouldn't augur well for us. So some of us pick our inspiration from there. So at least let us try to get the boys something to do. So that at the end of the day, they can also get something to feed their family. They don't need to get into bad vices.
You still feel that we have boys, girls, ladies, men here, young-blooded guys, ladies that really have been training just to be fit for MMA?
There are a lot of fighters in Ghana.
Can you count up to 100? That you can get 100 bunch of boys that are just crazy about this sport?
Frankly, I wouldn't want to exaggerate.
Okay.
But those who are out there fighting will be around 40. Who I know personally.
That leave this country and go and participate, or have been training on their own. That really, I want to see myself.
Those who leave this country to go and participate to be around 20. Those here, there are others outside. We know of Razak Tanda Judo Alasan. He is with the UFC. Then we know of other fighters too from Ghana who are out there, who are trying to do something. Stephen Okojo is also out there. He came in recently, had a program at Tema this year. So there are other fighters out there who are also trying to do something. Yeah, but you know, there are others who are also trying to come on board. Sometimes I have my Facebook handles. People call me, I want to train. And, you know, some of them come in, they train for some time, they realize there are no events, then they go away. The only time they get to fight is when we take them outside of the country. You know, and there's one person who has really, he put me on the international scene the first time. Henry Jala of Togo. He's a promoter from Togo.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the one who gave me the first international opening. And since then, I've gotten to this stage. So I really appreciate what he did for me. So it's people like that. We also have the AKO in Nigeria. We have the BSC, AFC. They are all on board helping. So this is what we are so far relying on for our boys to get a living.
I wish I would not even delve into it, but Ghana is hosting the African Games.
Yeah.
Mixed martial arts is one of the disciplines.
Sure.
I know maybe I'm not supposed to ask you as an official, but you're an official. So how far? What is the market? How is the market looking like for MMA?
I'm not only an official. I'm also the project director for the Ghana Mixed Martial Arts Association.
Okay.
Yeah, so we trying to get people on board to help these guys. And you know, with the All African Games, sponsors will not be allowed to flout their logos around.
Okay.
That's one difficulty we are having. If it was an event where the fighters can come in with logos and all, I'm sure we would have had people swooping in to support. But because their logos cannot be seen out there, they're also thinking once or twice, how can people also know we are supporting? That's our major issue. So we are still trying to get to them. But this All African Games has also given us a wake-up call, because we are also looking at building a youth league where we'll have to train the fighters from the amateur level and then move them forward. That's where we got in touch with Givers so that he can support us to have this league. Like we had the Deluxe Boxing League and all. That's something we are looking at doing. So we are also looking at involving the schools, the junior high schools.
But you still feel that people still have interest in this sport?
Definitely. People do have interest. Seriously.
Okay. Because sometimes out there, the perception of this one is too physical. We want something gentle, it's too physical. Yeah, so it's like people are trying to shy away, but you still feel we have interest in this country.
That people
our
say,
boys from Jamestown, Koligono, blah, 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 are ready to go for it.
People say that, but when there's an event at the arena now, it will be filled up. We have our individual differences. There are people who do not like violence, but there are people also who embrace
the
combative.
Whole thing. They are into it. Boxing, you see them there. Karate, everything, you see them there. Taekwondo, you see them there. So when it comes to judo, it comes to then the mixture, then they are done. So right now at this stage, what would be this one or two things that you wish it takes place in Ghana that will give you people the opportunity to also really display the stuff you guys are made of?
It would be nice if the NSA would give us that support, that backbone, so that we can get people on board to help with the whole thing. We are talking about MMA now, but let me also chip in with kickboxing and all. The title belts fighters in Ghana here have. It's more than the glories or lorries that the football has brought for Ghana.
You sure you want to go into that?
I'm telling you. Quite recently, the former Minister of Sports also, we went to him with some of the fighters and their title belts. With that issue, I even got offended, because when those fighters were trying to go for those title fights, they went with their own pocket monies. They went with their own strive, no support. But when the title belts come in, sometimes our big men want to take pictures with it and then show that they are also in support. But me, for one, directly, I don't see that support at the moment. If it's going to come now, we will embrace it wholeheartedly. But for now, I don't see that support.
So you feel that there's this gap? You feel if central government pumps in some money, some resources, you guys are extra motivated to go out there, sharpen your knives and go out there.
There have been instances where I remember a legend, the Akins. There's one fighter, he's a coach also. Together with him, we organized a fight at the Rollins Park. And do you know how much we gave the boys? 50 cedis.
You don't mean it? This is national.
Yes, the boys fight for free sometimes. So that's the passion.
The 50 cedis was for transportation.
For transportation.
Upon all the
boys here are hungry. Sometimes they just want to show people, I know how to do something. So they come all out.
50 Ghana cedis.
The boys are willing. If we get support now, we'll see what will come on board. I'm telling you.
Okay. So Derrick is in the house. Derrick is one of the internationally recognized referees and judge when it comes to the MMA and the combat sports, and he was in Côte d'Ivoire to really officiate a game, raising the flag of Ghana, because you were the only Ghanaian official there in the midst of the Francophone countries, and he's doing something right. We are getting ready for the African Games. The 100 days countdown has started. We'll get the MMA people here, the rest of the disciplines, to talk more about the sport. But I said thank you very much for even believing and still going out there. Not saying I'm not a Ghanaian, but you still go there in the midst of the difficulties to say I'm a Ghanaian.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Derrick. And so keep liking us, okay? Go to Facebook, please, GBC News everywhere, and just like share your comments as well. And so we are all here to really raise our sports higher. You see, a big thank you to you for being watching. That's all for the page for today. The page returns same time tomorrow. Bye for now.